The Letter J Theory by Robert Boog. Is it reasonable to believe that someone other than William Shakespeare wrote the works attributed to him? Here are 10 points to consider. Number 1. William Shakespeare wrote in secretary hand, as evidenced by his 6 signatures. Here they are. 2. In secretary hand, the letters J and I are interchangeable. This you can see when William was baptized. His father, Johannes Shakespeare, and here's another Johannes. In the secretary hand, this is an H, this is an I, this is a J, so they have an I and a J. And they were interchangeable. Number 3, there are no words starting with the letter J in the original text of the first folio. Only a few Latin phrases and numbers and some foreign places. For example, the names John and Juliet are both spelled with an I. So let's look at it at shakespeareswords.com. Just put in a J. You can see 3,925 results. Words like majesty, spelled with an I. And even more common words too, like the word, where is it here? Word joy. Number 4, there are words misspelled in the first folio, indicating that the compositors printed what was said in front of them. Here you can see Kemp is spelled with a T and Thomas Poop, not Pope. To play Much Ado About Nothing, Kemp becomes Kem and Keeper, and also Key. Can you see it? Right there. Number 5. The typesetting of the 36 plays included 18 plays never before printed. Despite this, the compositors correctly typeset almost 4,000 words starting with the letter J written in secretary hand. Here it is again. The letter J theory. This is my own invention. Number 6. The compositor's 100% accuracy with the letter J may suggest that the original author never used the letter J.
Some of you might be wondering about Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford. If Edward de Vere died in 1604 and plays were written after his death, how could he be the author? Let me help clarify this. Dating Shakespeare's plays is not an exact science. It's possible that Edward de Vere began writing plays before his death, but didn't finish them. Later, someone like Ben Jonson or Sir Francis Bacon could have completed them after Oxford's death, and we would never know. It's similar to how people 400 years from now might wonder how John Lennon's voice can be heard on songs made after his death.
Number 7. In Elizabethan days, the Greek, Latin, and Italian alphabets did not feature the letter J. Even today in Spanish, J is often silent, like Juan. Here's the alphabet called the Italic hand. So this one goes H-I-K. There's no J in it whatsoever. And we can see it here in the headers for Romeo and Juliet in the first folio. Here's an italicized I right here. That looks like a J, doesn't it? The other ones look more like an I, like the letter I, especially here they even use a V instead of a U. Edward de Vere first started learning Greek, then Latin, and Italian at the same time he learned English. He never used a J in the letters he wrote. Here we can see in January 1603, he spells January with an I. The same with justice, here and here. They kind of look like J's, but if you remember that italic hand, it looks like that capital I. Also notice how he spells you or your with a Y-O-W. Notice that? It's all throughout that letter. The 3-page Hand D of the play Thomas More, allegedly written by William Shakespeare, is messy and contains interchangeable J's in it. Here's what I mean. Do you see these things? Now, if you're a compositor, you've got to figure out, is that a T or a J, an I? Number 10, the messy nature of Hand D puts into question how 18 plays never before printed, plus 18 plays that had been printed, would be 100% accurate with the letter J. The compositors started on or about February 1st, 1522, and were done by November 15th, 1523. Some people say if Edward de Vere wrote the Shakespeare canon, wouldn't we see the word yow in it? So let's check that out. By the way, the word yow is a royal word. Elizabeth I wrote to Mary, Queen of Scots, and she uses the word yow all the time. So if the royals used it and Shakespeare used it, Shakespeare had to be a royal. Here we find it in Pericles. Two Gentlemen of Verona. And also King John. These 10 points collectively suggest that it is reasonable to entertain the idea that Edward de Vere, or another author, could have written the works attributed to Shakespeare. However, it is important to note that this remains a topic of debate among scholars and enthusiasts, with strong arguments on both sides. This is Edward de Vere. Thanks for watching.